good, YouTube? Man of Steel here. In today's video, I bring you Rampardos, a pretty basic standard build. Like, I didn't try to do anything too crazy. You know, I always have my 1/1 Cyrus and Sabrina, which is pretty standard, but I saw, again, people playing 2 Cyrus. I only played 1 Marshadow. I saw a list with 2. I saw some people play Farfetch, some others not. I did like the idea of having Farfetch as an attacker that could, like, deal with the front line immediately. Sort of like what Skarmory does for the Bastion list. And honestly, you kind of feel like that lack of aggression, like I feel like the reason the Bastion list works so well is because Skarmory is guaranteed in your opening hand and is dealing up to 50 damage like immediately. Meanwhile, this list is a little more like, I don't know, toolboxy. Like, yeah, the core is great, like the Himoli, Marshadow, Farfetch, like those have been a core to many different decks of all different energy types, whether it's Greninja, whether it's just a pure fighting deck. The only issue that I felt was like, if you do not see the Rampardos, I mean, this fighting toolbox kind of like falls short. Meanwhile, like the Bastion list, like even if you didn't see Bastion, Skarmory was like hard carrying most of the games. Like, it does so much damage early that you just win. Granted, this deck does the same in the sense that if you see the Rampardos or you start dealing massive pressure with Farfetch and have your Marshadows built up and all, you will have games where you win before your opponent gets a chance to set up at all, which is ideal. But again, I feel like Skarmory does that better. Not to take away from this deck, when this deck comes together, like when you see your Skull Fossil, your Kranos, Rampardos on the perfect curve, and you start swinging for 130, there's little to nothing your opponent could do. And that's why, like, this deck, I have the name high ceiling, but even lower floor, because every game where you don't see Rampardos, you're just there playing with your thumbs, like, hoping, I don't know, for a miracle. Because you max out at Marshadow with 100, and then if Himoli is not going against a deck that, like, cares, if that makes sense, if they don't have, like, if it's not, like, a Magikarp deck or some form of, like, mostly what Himoli is doing is, like, preparing Pokemon for your Cyrus later on in the game. It doesn't necessarily win you the games early on. Ultimately, I would slot this in, like, a fun deck. It will see some, like, tournament play. If you have better luck than I did overall in my recording, I'll put, the highlights, like, when I did well and, like, when the deck came together and did what it had to do. But when it's not doing that, it feels really helpless and, like, you can't really do much. But again, if Rampardos is your favorite Pokemon, it's definitely viable to play and it's fun. When you win, trust me, you feel like unstoppable. So I do recommend the deck just like if you want to play against PvP and just have fun. Also, it's a great deck for like 3 diamonds or less. There's no EX cards or any like high rarity. It's pretty low budget, easy to build, and fun to play. Which is at times, like, not everything has to be super competitive, and that's how I feel about this deck. Again, if you have better luck than I am, I'm sure you'll comment down below like, oh, this deck I went undefeated with this. Like, clearly it can. I'm telling you, it can go undefeated. It's just not likely mathematically, and with my luck, it was not likely at all. But I still had fun playing it. I'm not gonna lie. For an explanation of like what the deck does, Rampardos is only 1 energy, does 130 damage. The downside is that it deals 50 to itself if it knocks down the Pokemon that you hit. But when you're 150 HP, swinging for 130 for 1 energy, you're basically knocking out stuff so early that they don't have like an option to like back it up. And if they do back it up, then you have Marshadow swinging for 100. It doesn't take away also that you had like Himoli in the early game and Farfetch like dealing damage or spreading out damage. So that's why some lists were playing double Cyrus rather than like 1 Cyrus, 1 Sabrina. So I could like understand why they were doing that. This is a preference thing. Also, like, you know, I got full arts of just 1 full art Cyrus, so whatever. Besides that, I will post the gameplay. I did have games where you can see exactly what this deck's supposed to do, as well as how you can make up for the times when you don't see exactly what you have to do. It did well versus one of the best decks in the meta, like Darkrai and Magnezone. It does have a good Magnezone matchup inherently because of the fighting, like their weakness to fighting. So if you get your thing going, you get to knock out their Magnezone, or well, actually their Magnemite or Magneton before it gets into Magnezone, or even when it gets to Magnezone, you're hitting it pretty hard. I hope the breakdown didn't come up as too negative. I just wanted to be like completely like transparent with y'all. I feel like some channels just like show you like their best 4 games that they had with the list, and they just say like, yeah, this deck's insane. This deck could be insane. It's just not consistently insane. But yeah, it was fun. Regardless, if you enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing. And above all else, stay pro. Alright, we get to go second now. It's Darkness. You have to assume it's Darkrai, but if they start Druddigon, which they don't, I was like, we start poking from the back line and we're fine, but it's gonna be a little, I don't know, whatever the opposite of ideal is, because they don't have to put anything down and they just build up. The energy doesn't really matter because both of them just need 1 to attack. And now with Giant Cape, Rampardos doesn't even knock him out in 1 shot. Technically, we could go into Cranidos, but it's just a bad use of our energy. I mean, like, not of our energy, of like our HP, I guess. I don't know how to word it. Like, it'll deal 50, then it'll deal 20 to us. And if then we don't evolve, we just like explode. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we see the piece we need. But we saw it in perfect curve now. Technically, I didn't have to use the X speed there. Especially having a floating energy that doesn't do nothing. Let's go. At least we don't take damage back from this. So we do win this trade. Let's see what they do with their backline. Like, they have to put a backline because if not, they just lose the game. Pokeball has, what, like 8 cards in hand? Yep. This whole time they had a Magnemite. I wonder if they're gonna... Because now they do 80, that puts us to 50. They would essentially win this trade. What's their game plan there? They see him only, right? Like, they're aware that we got him only? We could even research here because we no longer need the Sabrina play. And then Rampardos guarantees the knockout next turn. We could technically put down the Farfetch, it doesn't do nothing. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. It's not like we were hiding him only. Like, it's clearly there, right? We'll take it though. And now the most they could do is evolve into Magneton, go up to 2 energy, and then we switch right back and just knock it out for the 3rd point of the game. It's gonna make us go through the motions, but it's all good. GG's. Yeah, so that was a weird game, because, I don't know, they just played it weird. Granted, we just had everything go our way, especially seeing Rampardos immediately. But we'll take it. GG's. And it's against one of the top decks in the format, so we'll take it. Alright, we get to go second here. Against Electric or Lightning. I have to assume it's Pachirisu. There hasn't been too much Pikachu, but if it is Pikachu, we do have the typing advantage. So as long as we see like the right cards, we should like auto win here. Actually, I'm like that immediately means not Pachirisu when you saw that many Pokemon. All right, so we definitely have a win condition, and we're going second, so we get to be aggressive. Helmet on Pikachu does not matter, as we will definitely be targeting this Magnemite. Pokeball into Marshadow, that's decent. Let's put both of these down. And give me Magnemite. For next turn we don't have much going for us. Unless we see Cranidos. If we see Cranidos, then we're able to Cyrus the Magneton back. I mean out. You get that. Although they will be setting up Pikachu, or should be. They do have a Surge play. Not this turn, but like following. There's Cranidos, so we do have an option to. And I think since it cancels out the Surge, yeah, we gotta do this. We stopped the buildup of free energy here. We could really use the draw of Rampardos, and we do have Pokemon communication, so any Pokemon could become the card we need next turn. But we'll see. Time will tell, right? Another base Pikachu. This can't attack just yet. If we see Rampardos, it's basically game. GG's. Set up Marshadow anyways because that's like the correct play to do. And we hit for 150 here. And his Pikachu's not ready to swing. Nor will it be able to swing for much, right? The fact that it does 130 for just one energy, I know it kind of gets like delayed, but I mean by the fact that it's a stage 2 and it has the side effect of dealing 50 to itself if it knocks something out, but most of the times once you get that set up, it's just too strong. Yeah, GG's. Alright, going second. Against water. Farfetch is like probably the most aggressive start here. Oof, an Manaphy's. Unfortunately, we're not playing Geo, but this would have been like the perfect spot to just end the game before it started, right? They will be able to ramp at least once though, which is unfortunate, but based on what they have, might not matter. Oh, actually, if this Misty hits, like the game gets really bad for us. We'll take that. Whoa, okay. I don't agree with that. We didn't really have anything to punish that play, but we'll take it. Okay, another fire deck. I don't know if it's the Chimchar sleeves or what. There's been a lot of fire decks today. Like, in the recording of this video alone, I think I've gone against like 4. Ooh, the one time I start with the Farfetch'd, instead of him only, they decided to put something in the bench. Which are the 2 options, but if we see X-Speed, we'll probably go for the him only play. Otherwise, I think we're okay with like trying to aggro this chicken. Let's see. I guess I should have started him only, regardless, because being a fire deck, what was that? That's a pretty cool flare. I hadn't seen his flares. I barely got 2 copies of this one, if I'm being honest. I've had really poor luck when it comes to like picking them out of the Wonder Pick. I wasn't able to get my 2, so I was like, well, at least I have a playset. But as far as playing them, I don't think I have enough cards to do that. There's the XP. The only issue is that they do have double Chimchar. Well, for sure we're gonna Pokeball. I guess it's still the correct option, because this Moltres will hit it for 40. It ramps them a bit. Yeah, I still think it's the correct play. They could clearly dodge it, right? But still, we can't knock out Moltres fast enough, and then if they just set up too much, then we just explode. If this way, if they don't see the evolutions, we can start picking them off before anything happens, which is unlikely, but especially with the research plate already. But you never know. Or maybe since this one's weak, they decide to build this one up and just give us the... Like a Pokeball's not gonna get them there. Although they could follow it up with communication. So they decided to go with that one to, heal up that one. But now we have the option of tagging the other one or continue to pressure the Monferno one. Okay, tails, heads, okay. Well, their Infernape is ready for next turn. If they have it. But Infernape is what, 170 HP? So we'd be at 6, unfortunately. I don't know what happened. I just realized waiting for it. Hopefully they're in the game. There's no reason for them to log out outside of like if they have connection issues. That's one thing. Yeah, he'll be just out of range for us to be able to tag it with him only and then back it up with Marshadow, but both energies went to the wrong Chimchar because the guy just disappeared. I don't know. No Cranidos is rough. I think we still go for this. I know that one's the one with the energy, but I need my, like the Inferni when it comes in to be able to knock it out with a Marshadow. That's the plan, anyways. That's the hope. Okay, so if he was AFK before, he's here now. There's the Inferni with 110, but it won't be ready to attack, so we could take it down to 80, thus putting it in Marshadow range. And he's yet to evolve the other Chimchar. I'm aware the only reason we're in this game is because that lack of like playing from their side, but we'll take it. Alright, so now their Infernape is ready. And we have a Cyrus play. It's pretty frustrating that we don't see Cranidos, but we have no way of like forcing that. I think the game plan remains the same, which is putting this in Marshadow range and now hoping that I can't assume they have Cape and a potion or double potion or anything like that. I feel like they would have healed up already, but I could be wrong. Interesting. They're gonna just go aggro with Moltres. They had the one potion. That they have two. They do not have two. Okay. And we do have a Cyrus in the back just chilling. That might come in handy. Okay, hopefully this gets us the Cranidos. There he is. And we'll hold the other Emily as well. Okay, there's Cranidos. Let's set up Farfetch with like an energy so that he could run away if we need to. And let's stretch kick. You know what? Just in case they draw another potion and then we just lose the game, I think we just go here. Or do we pressure this Chimchar? Decisions. I'm gonna choose to play around the around another potion. I might regret it, but alright, decided to go Heat Blast. He's yet to evolve the other Chimchar into Monferno, and we're about to knock out this Infernape, so I'm feeling pretty good about our chances. Okay, we got an X speed. Go Cyrus, grab the Infernape. Revenge gives us 2 points. Now, outside of them having Geo, our Marshallow's fine this upcoming turn. The only thing is that Rampardos can't one-shot anything but that Chimchar. At least not yet, right? Okay, they Poke Communication. I'm assuming they're looking for the Monferno. Did they get it? Maybe not. Okay, so Marshallow's still good. And they're only at 1 point. Let's go research. Do we even have any Pokemon to search for? Alright, yeah, okay. Cards in deck is 4. Kinda prefer him only in this situation. Go him only. Retreat into Rampardos here. Give him the energy so he could run. We could make him run next turn. He doesn't know that we don't have a Cyrus, but him only kind of serves as a second Cyrus. Because whether it's active or in the bench or wherever, we have a way of hitting him. What other Pokemon could he be playing, right? It's double Chimchar, double Moltres. We haven't seen any other like fire line, right? Clearly he has one. Damn, it's another case of ignoring Hitmonlee's existence, I guess. Won't even use the XP. Let's just back out. Take the W. Do I think it's exclusively because that one turn where they just allotted their energy incorrectly? Maybe. Maybe we could have still won based on like how the damage was being like output, but we'll never know. GG's. Alright, we go first here. And we actually opened the fossil, so maybe we could get something started here. Going first is unfortunate with the Hitmonlee because we can't like take advantage of them having like something weak that they can't evolve in the back. Dialga once again. And we saw Rampardos. This is looking good so far. Let's put double fossil just in case they have like some kind of Sabrina play or something. And we're holding Marshadow so that we could communication into a Rampardos, or you know, hopefully. Ideally. Another Dialga. But we'll be able to tag that one for 30. Double Rampardos. We could technically hold one. And just do this here. Because low-key, we might want to hold Marshadow instead of the second Rampardos. Unless we see the second Rampardos, right? Like the whole line. We'll see with what we draw. We got more than half the deck left, so it's not very convincing or promising, I guess. They will ramp this turn. Hopefully we see what they're playing for. Because clearly it's Dialga. Is it like Lickitung? Is it Yanmega? That still doesn't tell us much. It leans more towards like a Yanmega list, but we still don't know with that. Let's see who they decide to ramp. The Mew. X speed. Do we want to search for Rampardos already? The issue would be, I mean Rampardos, right? We could tag this for 100 here, or tag this for 90. You know what? Let's put Marshadow down and set it up while tagging Mew for damage. And see what we get from here. Alright, they're ramping once again. Okay, there's the Cyrus, so you know what? Let's hope for this Rampardos. If we see Rampardos, we'll drag out Mew and get the knockout there. We didn't see Mew. Oh, you gotta love this deck. This deck's amazing. To say the least. So now we're halfway through the deck. Still haven't seen research. Still no Rampardos. We lose Hitmonlee next turn. Unless this might seem crazy, but at least it puts Dialga under the 100 mark. I mean, at the 100 mark. That's unfortunate. We're in a really tough spot, mainly because we missed the the line. I feel like that's been the norm at this point. Ramps the Dialga in the back. Still no Rampardos. We do have double X speed. We'll just use one. I don't know where we're going with this, honestly. But I'm trying my best to make something out of nothing. So, okay, so after all of this, it was a Bastiodon list. Which again, I believe the list that... Well, again, if I put both the Bastiodon games into the video, but... I think it's very important to... Like, if you're gonna play Bastiodon, the Skarmory list is much better than this one. Like, had we seen Rampardos, we would have been... we would have won a while ago, is the issue. At least we'll be able to snipe the Mew here. Pokeball doesn't do nothing for us. Farfish is alright pressure-wise, but it just gets one shot at this point. Probably use that last slot for him only. But not yet. Let's go... I guess we could already put it down. Grab the Mew, which was the only thing I was scared of when building up Rampardos, but I guess I should have been more scared of not seeing it at all. There we got our 2 points. And now, unfortunately, Dialga's going to come and hit us for 100 because it's been able to build up that long. The good thing is that they're both in range of Rampardos, so if we top deck Rampardos, which we have double Research, double Rampardos, and a Pokécom in the deck. So out of the 7 cards left, 5 of them are potentially the Rampardos we need, so... Let's see if we could get lucky. Let's just put them up front. We gotta see it off the top. Research, okay. Please, please, please. Half the deck could potentially get us there. Pokemon Communication, Cranidos. Is it guaranteed? I think it's guaranteed. Thanks to the Cranidos draw, I think the only 2 Pokemon left in the deck are the Rampardoses. It doesn't matter which one we send back. I think it's guaranteed. Okay, whew. That game was a lot closer than it should have been. But we got there. Man. Maybe y'all have better luck than me. If y'all have better luck than me, then you'll love this deck. This deck is honestly fun when it works, but I've had so many games where I just don't see the Rampardos and I'm there with like the shell of a fighting deck with no like win condition. But GG's. Alright, going first. The entire ladder today has been metal. Oof, at least this one we could take advantage of. Pause. Unfortunately we're going first. Let's see how far we can get into it. Communication, research again. Drop a skull fossil. We could wait a turn. Ideally, like this research would get us into Cranidos X speed, and then we just knock out the Magnemite immediately. That'd be cool. Heat Trance. So this is basically the Skarmory Magnezone list. Probably like the second best deck statistically at the moment. Sabrina's interesting. It makes it where all we need to see is the Cranidos. Although they have the option to give an Energy Magnemite and bounce. We don't care for Rocky Helmet. No XP, no nothing? Wow, okay, so... High key, they just helped us. As long as we don't, as long as we don't get trolled. Please, please, please. Cranidos. Pokeball, X-Speed. Alright, so at least this thins the deck a little further. And we will go for the communication. And there's a lot of options where we miss, but man, if we hit here, it's just game. Perfect. Beautiful. Granted, we did see the X-Speed as well. So their Sabrina wasn't like a bad thing for them. We don't need to put... I guess if they have like red card or something. But yeah, thanks to the weakness, they take 70 instead of 60. I mean, instead of 50. We don't care for the 20 there. And then next turn we could just Rampardos. You see, this is the deck, like in all its glory. Like once you, if you see the line, it's just beautiful. It works perfectly. If you don't see the line, you got a long, a long game ahead of you.